Arthur Aidala is coming in to
Who's
check
that?
in,
Who's that?
and
Who's
you know, if Frankie is here and Al is here, George, thank you, because I always forget to say George and Matt, thank you so much, and Kara, our social media genius, and Mert is here as well, and Arthur, thank you for coming in. We're fired up this morning because you know what? We're going to find out. Steve Perillo is going to call us hopefully within this hour.
Oh, good.
We're going to make a decision.
I would love to hear that.
You might get something. We've got a virtual busload of people who want to go to Italy.
No, listen, I hear you.
They want to go. You hear what I'm saying? They're calling Steve saying, we want to go. And if Joe's going, we're going.
The cover of the Times has a photograph
The Times, that's fake news. It's fake news. It's fake news.
No,
it's fake news.
Look, I'm not a big Times fan either when it comes to things like that. But I called my friend in
Fake
Milan.
news. Fake
and I said,
news.
I go, Massimo.
Fake news.
I go, how's life in Milan? He goes, Arturo. He goes, you want to know what every day is like in Milan? He goes, it's like New York City at 9 a.m. on New Year's Day.
Yeah, that's great.
He goes, it's empty.
So we should go there.
He goes, it's empty.
Can you imagine
He goes,
that?
the store, but it's going to be it's a major economic crisis. The
So is it-
stores
so
are empty. The
walk through-
restaurants
But
are
factually,
empty.
did they shut down? I know Milan and the Lombardy region.
And now they shut down, as of last night, they shut down the whole country. In other words, you're not allowed to leave your region. So if you're from Palermo in Sicily or you're from Lombardy in Milan, you can't go.
Okay, counsel.
Now, allegedly, they have the National Guard out and everyone's blocking it.
Okay, let's make Joe Pesci in president. Okay. So we get on a plane. We're going to Peru. It's in April. It's after the whole thing. And no one's on the plane. There's nobody breathing down my neck on the plane. Then we get off the plane, and there's 4 people.
Listen,
in
I'm all about
the airport. What are you thinking, huh?
I'm all about
Frank says go. Am I right or wrong?
Absolutely.
Look at this.
No,
Look
no,
at this.
I am. I'm all about
No, but
that.
you're
I
common
just don't-
sense.
I
You're the
just don't
common
know
sense
if
voice.
if they're going to let you do it.
Yeah.
Oh, I would.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
In other words,
yeah,
it's the
yeah,
government.
Yeah,
He had a prime time
Yeah.
address last
Yeah.
night in Italy,
Yeah.
saying, well, you know, with the time difference, but telling them, please, you don't leave your town. Like, just stay. Everyone stay put. Let's let this thing pass. They're trying to salvage the summer. They're trying to salvage the tourism for the summer. But look, Joe, just to let you know, when I was on trial last month and the coronavirus hit, a little bit, everyone's like, you can't go to Chinatown in Manhattan. You can't because of the coronavirus. Then, and I read in the paper they're down 20%. I went to Chinatown every day, and I'm not a big fan of Chinese food. But just to show some solidarity, and you know, we got your back.
How do you not like Chinese food? Who doesn't
Well,
like
I
Chinese
not
food?
every day, Giuseppe.
I've got the
I
matter
mean,
of
you know, if
fact,
they had some
the
meatballs in
Wuhan
there.
fried rice is something you've got
Yeah,
to
well,
try.
look, he went, right? Didn't the Prime Minister go to
That's
Wuhan?
right.
So, I mean,
That's right.
we're-
Finally, like 3 months later.
Well,
it's safe now.
Bro, I
Come
mean,
in.
you know, it shows you how concerned they
I know.
are. I mean,
Hey,
you know.
Arthur, so you and I, Brooklyn and Jersey. Listen,
Okay, go ahead.
listen.
Brooklyn, not like me and Chuck Schumer.
Listen,
That Brooklyn guy?
Yeah.
That Brooklyn guy? Nice Jewish boy from
Come
Midwood.
on.
He's going to talk from
You know
Brooklyn.
me, this Corona thing. You don't think the Chinese? It's a little coincidental. The Chinese. Do you think it slips out accidentally on purpose? I'm just saying.
Well,
I
mean,
Is
I
it
don't
my
know.
Jersey?
You could go in the other direction. It's Iran is covered.
Yeah,
So maybe
yeah.
our friends in Israel, zap, the little zap.
No, but it started in.
I know. Well,
in
they
Wuhan. It started in Wuhan.
But look where it blew up.
Yeah, in Wuhan.
And you know the Israelis have the vaccine. They're the smartest people on the planet.
You know
they
what?
got it all
Well,
fixed.
we
all right?
heard from the mayor of Shiloh, our friend, the former mayor of Shiloh,
Right, David Rubin.
He said in 2 weeks Israel will have the vaccine. I believe that. I absolutely believe that.
So do I. Is it Murata okay? He's like a little.
No, I think
docile.
you guys
He's not
are
docile at
you,
all.
you guys.
Oh, he's not
All
drinking.
fired up.
He's
Running around like a madman,
No.
like the two of you dancing
bright-
around.
Wow, bright red. He's bright red.
No.
He's bright red.
He's upset because he's got to get his car towed to Route 22 Toyota today, and I don't
Why?
blame
What
him.
happened to your car?
I mean, because he's got to
I
get new
lost
keys.
my keys.
Oh, I heard about
It's
it. You got to get the
inconvenience.
tile. The
I know.
tile.
I heard. I
got the tile.
I appreciate it. Now, once I get a new pair of keys, I will have.
You know,
the tile.
Frank, just for your listeners, he's one of the most intelligent, knowledgeable men I know. But every once in a while, he's one of those most intelligent, knowledgeable guys who like forgets how to tie their shoes.
That's true. You're right about that.
I mean, if you go
So-
in Frank's car, it is a hazard
Every
zone.
time I walk in, if you're listening to the show, I got to
You know?
tell you, every time I come in here, I insist on high energy. I always insist on high energy. Al knows. And I've been in the middle of interviews. and
Energy, up. That's
That's
what he
an-
wants.
that's an
He wants
impression.
everybody on
That's an
this close to having a heart attack. That's what he wants. Well, what you're looking for.
That's an impression of me. That's Al's an impression of me. So every time we go off, we run to a commercial, and I'm like,
Yeah. Come on. Are you up? Are you up?
People,
let's go.
People.
As a consumer,
and I like the energy of. So Frank's like, you guys were out late last night.
he wasn't out late. So
now you got to start on him. You got to.
He wasn't. He
I was
left
home
early.
by 8:50.
You're doing great. You're
He blew
doing
me off.
great.
I was going to try to pull him off the Lent thing.
He
Come
said,
on,
"Oh
Frank,
my
we still have
God,
a little
Arthur
drink."
was bothering me all night." That's what he said. Now I can be honest.
I was a little. I'm not going to say I was hurt, but I was like, all right. I said all of those. I did.
You were
my,
offended. You were
I did. No, I
offended.
did the obligatory hellos, and I'm like, okay, who do I want to hang out with?
But
And I'm looking for Morano, and he's gone.
When you're not drinking, these parties aren't that much fun. I gotta be honest. So
That's
I'm serious.
great.
No,
That's
I
great.
could never understand.
Green tea stinks at a party.
I
mean,
can
it's
never
really-
understand why anybody would want to leave a party before it's over. But last night I met this thing in their speeches, and I'm like, okay, it's time to go. What else is there to do?
And in your defense,
Frank, the party just started. It's
You were there.
5:05. That's
you
all
were
right.
there way before me. In other words, I walked in as Katsimatidis was mumbling something. So, yeah, Joe, you can give him some speech lessons, by the way. But
No. Hey, listen, he's the boss. By the way,
he's
did
great.
anybody say thanks?
His son was great. Yeah, Joe, I said thanks. I was looking. I said, "Where's Piscopo?"
let me finish. Yeah, did you say thanks?
You put the deal together.
I didn't put. I can put people in a room, but do I get a note? Thank you. Do I get a note? Hey, Joe did it. People don't even know it, and I'm hesitant to even talk about it on the air. I know to put in the room. Remember the first person I had in the room? They ran for the hills. Remember, I orchestrated who was in the room, how was in the room. I'm not a closer. So I'm not a closer, but I can put him in the room.
You're an opener.
Yeah, but
You're an opener. He's not a closer. He's an opener. All right.
So ask me what I got out of it. What do I got out
A
of
new
it?
chair. You got a beautiful chair. And allegedly, this is a very expensive brown leather. It looks very comfortable.
Mr. Crowley.
Better than the thing I'm
It's
sitting
the whole
on over
budget.
here.
It's the whole
We need
budget.
4 chairs. 1.
Yeah, well, one. I mean, Cthulhu, you
Arthur's
deserve a
back
chair. You
in-
got a fatty liver, man. I'm nervous.
It's great.
But Joe, you're all about the high energy. The high energy is
Frank's gonna
correct.
just leave the studio. It's like me and Aidala in the same room. Hey, so Arthur, so with the Harvey Weinstein thing, what's happened? So he's in a, I mean, this is a serious situation. I understand it, but
Doesn't get more serious.
where are we with this? What's going on with this? And let me just, if I may, paint this picture of, the Me Too movement. Is it overzealous? Did these people, everything that you presented as a defense attorney? On the other hand, you hear stories about these horrible stories about Harvey. You don't know what to believe anymore. He seemed to be. Was he a predatory animal? Is he innocent to proven guilty? Why did the judge put him in jail before he was sentenced? Is that unusual?
Well, to answer your first question, is he a predatory animal? The jury found him not guilty of all the predatory counts. So, and predatory just means like you keep doing it over and over to different people. So they found that he was not guilty of that. The judge was so, in my opinion anyway, so against him. I think if it was his own uncle, he was going to put him in jail. The media pressure on everyone involved, from the judge to the jury, was so intense. I mean, Joe, there were 150 media outlets in the courtroom. I mean, think about that. I'm talking New Zealand, Australia, Switzerland, France, Germany.
You and your father looks great, by the way.
God bless.
He looked great.
God bless.
And we those who we know your mom and your dad, and we love your mom and
And
your
he
dad.
knows more about the law in his pinky, pinky than I know my whole body.
appreciate it.
So the judge had it out for him, and tomorrow the judge is going to crush him in the sentence. That's my prediction.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, he's going to crush him in such a way that just doesn't make any sense. I mean, the judge has a guideline range from 5 years to 25. He could pick any number. And if his name was Harold, if the defendant was Harold Jones, and he was a 70-year-old man who had never been in trouble in his life, who was convicted of a crime, but that crime involved no violence, involved no injuries, was not with a stranger who was pulled out of a back alley, was with a girl he was kind of dating, any other judge, and now the 70-year-old defendant, Harold Jones, has a laundry list of medical issues and has a 9-year-old kid and a 6-year-old kid. Typically, judges who were sentencing Harold Jones would give him 5 or 6, maybe 7 years. This judge, who's sentencing Harvey Weinstein under the same set of circumstances, with 150 media people watching him, knowing that if he doesn't max him out, there's going to be some editorial written about him. He's going to give him the equivalent of life in prison. And the case law says, before you give someone, an older person, that kind of a sentence, they really need to have committed the most heinous, egregious acts on the planet. And don't forget, he's not being sentenced for rape. That's not what he's being sentenced for. He was found not guilty of rape. So he's being sentenced for a lesser crime than that. And I'm not going to get into it because I know you have a family audience, but just letting you know what. Yeah, so it's sad. It's not a great day for the United States of America's justice system.
You start preparing the appeal like now?
Yeah. The last 2 weekends we were reading over everything and saw how unfairly the judge's rulings were, how so pro-prosecution he was as a former prosecutor. And I have an excellent relationship with the judiciary, but this particular judge was very disappointing.
Let me ask you something, Arthur. I'm going to talk
and I know as soon as I leave here, my father's going to call me and goes, geez, you really went off on the judge today.
I know.
But, Dad, to thy own self be true, as my mother says all the time. And, when I'm here, I'm with family, and I only know how to do it one way. It's the way my parents always be honest.
But who came up with the rule if you, as a defense attorney, want the judge to recuse himself, that judge is the sole person who makes the decision? Who came up with that idea?
I have no idea.
Okay, we'd like you to recuse yourself. No, I'm not going to recuse myself. There should be an objector, quote, inspector general or something like that.
Or just the administrative judge. I mean, there is an administrative judge.
Good.
Who could look at it and say, you know what?
And this is not being biased one way or the other. Just that's a ridiculous law.
Yeah.
Number two, Mr. Aidala, counselor, where are all the celebrities that loved and groveled over Harvey Weinstein? Where are all, I don't want to mention names. All these big A, double, triple A listers?
You are
Where were they? Oh, Harvey picture here. Oh, Harvey picture there. Boom, boom, boom. Where were they in the courtroom?
So I actually was at Mr. Weinstein's home, and he has scripts from the original scripts from the movies we all know about. And in the front cover, each script is signed by people that are household names. To my Hollywood father, what you've done for me, no one in my whole life has ever done. Thank you so much. To Harvey, you've changed not only my life but everyone around me. But I'm forever grateful. These people are in the hills somewhere. They're in the hills of Palermo, hiding from the coronavirus. They won't come anywhere near Harvey. They won't write a letter for him. They won't say thank you. It's loyalty goes right out the window. And not to make light of it, Joe, but it would be like, God forbid, something happened to you and Alan Frank and Jerry and Debbie and all the people who
fast. They would run so fast.
They wouldn't run so fast, but imagine how you would feel if they did. Especially if you're telling the whole world, like, I did not do this. So it's sad more than anything else.
God, I love your energy. I love your energy.
There are two little kids here, and that's what I always focus on. And he was very, very close to them.
And it's so funny. I know you, and I love you, and I love your family, man, and we're like brothers. But people go, what is Arthur? Why is he representing Weinstein? This is the quote unquote monster. This monster. It's Harvey Weinstein going after women like that. Why would Arthur Aidala? Why would you put your name on the line?
Ask Frank Morano. Who did John Adams, who was eventually the president of the United States, who did he represent?
The British soldiers in the Boston Massacre.
Wow. So British soldiers that killed colonists before we were a nation.
A good 1-2 team. I like that.
Well, I mean, I just rely on his brains. But the British colonists, the British soldiers who killed American colonists, this is the very beginning of the United States of America. He represented them and did what he had to do. And obviously, it was not a very favorable moment for him. Abraham Lincoln was a criminal defense attorney. The biggest case he won, and then it propelled him to the presidency.
Yeah.
So it is the foundation.
Represented slaveholders, by the way, as well. Lincoln. Yeah, to a lot of people.
Arthur, Arthur, we love you, man. And before we let you go, on Italy, so Steve's going to call in momentarily.
I'm looking forward to
hearing. Well, he'll do whatever we want to do, and Steve's great.
He may not have the choice. I'm not minimizing
that's what I want. That's what I'm asking you now.
He may not have the choice.
Factually, you see that
the leader of Italy, Conte is his last name, went on television yesterday and said we're shutting down the country to try to contain this virus.
Quarantining almost 16 million people.
Correct.
All right. So that would mean, then, what are we going to do? We'll be in our hotel rooms.
I think it's more than 16 million.
Yeah.
I'll defer to Morano on the...
I think it's 60 million.
I think it's 60. Yeah. It's 60 million.
Oh, that's right.
People.
Okay, great.
And he's basically said, and literally from the Alps of Italy to the most southern part of Sicily, we're shutting it down, stay home. And I spoke to my cousins in Sicily. They have coronavirus
on the island?
Patients, in Palermo.
Wow, man.
So everyone's bugging out. But the bottom line is it's 2%. I mean, it's not like you get it. You get it 98%, you're fine. 2%, and who's the 2%? People have very bad lung problems, very bad asthma. I mean, you have to have maybe a fatty liver. Oh, sorry.
No, compromised immune systems. That's a big deal, too.
Arthur, you're the best, man.
Fatty liver, you're all right.
Arthur Aidala right
All
there.
right, 970, baby.
when
Keep
you're-
the energy up,
That's
Joe.
it, baby.